I'm gonna sit right over here.
Okay.
Good to see you, bud.
All right, good to see you.
You don't mind if we video your encounter here today for our friends on YouTube and Facebook and that kind of thing? All right, now you've been having headaches. You came in today because you've had a headache that's just not gone away for how long?
Since Monday.
Since Monday.
Three and a half days.
3.5 days, okay. But having headaches is not a new thing for you.
No.
All right, when did you first start getting headaches?
Probably mid-2000s, 2000, so long ago, can't remember.
Almost 20 years ago. So this is not like all of a sudden you're starting to have headaches. You're a headache kind of guy, but usually it's not a big enough issue for you to bring in here and talk about that. Okay, so, and that's fine. We are here for that, but usually that's not a big enough issue for you. How did this all get started the first time? You told me something about a clothesline.
Oh yeah, running into a clothesline bowl. That's when I hit first.
You walked into a clothesline bowl
hit my eye,
and right in there, and that's kind of when you first.
That's kind of now it feels when I have these headaches, feels like somebody's just
the reminder.
Trying to rip my eye.
So a note to all our fans out there: don't walk into bolts that might be sticking out of old clotheslines. Nobody uses those anymore, do they?
No.
Those were great energy savers, right?
Yeah.
And that fresh smell. Anyway, all right. So you use a computer frequently?
All the time.
Show me where you're getting the pain, the headache pain.
Here from my shoulder all the way up, across my head and down the side of my eye.
So kind of like starts here at the top of the shoulders and the bottom of the neck.
Right.
Right here in the occipital area.
Exactly.
Do you feel pain in this area? If I squeeze on that, is that sore?
No,
not too bad. How about if I do this?
Yeah.
That's sore.
Yeah.
All right, so the muscles that come up are inflamed and you've irritated the occipital nerve, which comes all the way up like that, okay? So what you have is a very typical kind of headache, but can be very severe. In other words, this can hurt a lot. Just because it's not a dangerous headache, it can be a headache that can almost be debilitating because of the amount of pain that it can generate.
Well, it does that.
It can cause not just the pain, but it can cause nausea and vomiting. It can cause confusion. It can cause a feeling of being off balance. A number of symptoms. So the good thing about this is it's easy to treat.
Good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All we have to do is send one of your fingers in for a genetic test, and no. Nothing like that. That's not even funny, is it?
Hmm? Well, I'm from the oil field. If you're missing a finger or two, that's okay if it's for a good cause.
All right. So the number one thing, the best thing I can do is tell you that the least amount of time that you can spend using small handheld devices like computers, computer screens, small cell phones, things like that. The least amount of time, the better. The more time you spend using those kind of devices, the more likely you are to aggravate this type of headache. Tension or musculo-skeletal type headaches do better with heat. So you use heat, or you could use rubs like Bengay, Icy Hot, things like that seem to help. When you get up in the morning and you wake up and you have this headache, usually people wake up with them in the morning. Do you wake up with yours? Yeah, you wake up with it. You get in and get a hot shower and let that water just sort of spray against the back of your neck. You'll notice the headache gets better, but then as the day progresses, this headache will sort of come back on. Has that kind of been the pattern?
Exactly.
All right, and so all we have to do here to help you is to get you to try to use your computers less if you can, give you a muscle relaxer, a medication to take at bedtime to help loosen things up while you're sleeping. Now, you can't take those medicines while you're working or driving because they can cause drowsiness, and we don't want to do that, okay? So you're only going to take it at night, and use wraps. Heat wraps, you can use warm compresses, you can use those over-the-counter heating products that we talked about. Anything with capsaicin in it can be good, but the big thing is a little bit of medicine, a little bit of time, and try to cut back on using the small screen devices. The biggest thing though, that when a doctor evaluates a patient with what may be a new onset headache is it the worst headache you've ever had? And in your case it's not. You've had these before, or is this something new or different for us to investigate with a CAT scan, and this is not. This is just sort of what you've been dealing with for a long time. And the other thing is the severity of the headache. Is it the worst headache you've ever had? So we might ask that question. If you go into your doctor's office and you tell them that you're having the worst headache you've ever had, guaranteed you should get a CAT scan, right? But you don't need that. We know what's wrong with you. Well, we're going to get you on some medicine and get you treated and feeling better, and I appreciate you letting us kind of share this information with our friends and family and everybody else on online.
Okay.
Tumbleweed, you're a good guy.